So I just wanted to make a quick video to show you how to build your little gingerbread house kits. I am including instructions with each package. The written instructions can be a little bit tricky to follow, so I wanted to make a little video to kind of explain it a bit better. So you should have a baggie of white paper, brown, red, some parchment, your instructions. You're gonna need some glue, a sharp craft knife, some tape. So you can go ahead and empty out all of your little envelopes. Just be careful when you open them. The sticky part is on the flap. So when you pour stuff out, don't let it touch this. And hold on to these because you might use them later. So go through and pick out the ones that have score lines and fold them along those score lines. So you can see here, this is the side that has the score line. So we're gonna fold it in. Don't lose your doorknob. These are the main structure of the building. You are gonna eventually glue a whole bunch of stuff onto here. So if you start gluing them onto the wrong side and you realize later that you glued them onto the wrong side, you're gonna be very sad. So just make sure you folded them in a way so that you have a long wall and a short wall, which will connect to a long wall, and then the short wall. It will be a building. So also as you're going along here and folding, you may notice there's some tiny little bits that could use to be cleaned up a little bit. So sometimes when they're cut, the little bits of paper kind of stay on it. So if that happens, just pull them off. So now you're gonna glue all of the red pieces to the white pieces. So it kind of looks like there's snow behind it. So this is the bottom of the window. So this design you want to be facing up. You're also going to take your door and stick your tiny doorknob to it. Then you're also going to glue the little design to the front here. So looking at it like this, this is the front side. And then we're also going to go ahead and glue this little guy on. He goes on this roof. This white icicle pattern goes on this roof. And then this white icicle goes onto this little roof piece. Keep it there. There we go. Nice. Little icicles hang flat. So now that you've got all of your little window bits and everything glued, just kind of set them aside to let them dry. And we're gonna do some work on the main part of the house. Okay, so like I mentioned before, just make sure before you do anything here that you've got the setup right. So you've got long, short, long, short. I would say at this point, if you want to have something inside the windows, now is the time to do it. So that's why you have this. You can either cut out some pieces of parchment paper and tape them over the windows, or you can get your cellophane bags that your stuff came in and have a layer of that over the parchment, so it's kind of like a glossy frosted window effect. Or you could even just do that if you want to be clear. I'm going to do the parchment. So if you want to have frosted windows, it's going to look something like this when you're done. And then when you look through the front, they look like that. You're now looking at the exterior of your house. We're just going to glue stuff on, so it's pretty obvious because everything will only fit in a certain spot. I find it's helpful to start at one end to glue something down and then move your way across so you can kind of line up these little spots. If there's anything you want to add to this, any other little embellishments, this is a good time to do it because while it's flat, it's a lot easier to work on. No, this is the trickiest thing to put together. So you fold everything in, apply glue to this little tab and this little tab, to the bottom of this, to here, and to here. We're gonna glue the house together. So So we're gonna fold this up and glue this tab to here. My tape. This one is pretty straightforward. You get your little doorway you made, you get your little roof, put it flat and glue him on here. The overhang will be on the front. So if you line it up flat, it'll be the perfect spot. Then you're gonna take this roof and you're gonna take this roof. This one is gonna be folded in a way that these tabs are folded up. This roof is folded in a way where these two are folded out. You're gonna glue here, those two tabs on there, and you're gonna glue these tabs on here. Now, at this point in the instructions, it does say to move onto the floor, but I think it's actually a bit better at this point to do the roof. There's about this much overhang on each side. You're gonna take the back of your building and line it up with the solid part of the roof. This is the front. You're gonna go along this edge and apply the amount of glue and then just press it into place. We're gonna glue along these tabs. All right, we got glue and tape. Now we're gonna just very slowly and delicately fold this together. Right, so we're just gonna glue on our little door now. A little white piece there to give you kind of an idea of where it goes. You have to decide now if you want to just glue your little floor on and call it a day, or if you want to add some little lights, and whether or not you want to be able to access the lights. This is kind of up to you. I think I'm gonna cut a rectangle out of the inside of this, glue on here to help just stabilize the house, but that way if something goes wrong with the lights, I can get them out without having to, rip off any glue or anything. Made this little contraption to diffuse the light, and then the whole thing fits in here, and I can still access everything later if the lights stop working. So that's what it looks like when he's all done. I think it's pretty cute. I really like how with these lights it kind of looks like there's a Christmas tree in there.